Welcome to the PTA meeting. My name is Joel or Joel, either way works. I am the president of the PTA here at PS 133. We always aim to keep it under 60 minutes. We've got a 50-50 hit ratio on that. But a little birdie whispered in my ear that there is a fire drill this morning, so we have a goal here. First up, our principal,
A little birdie.
Heather Foster-Man.
How are you? I gotta stand over here so they can see me on Zoom.
Yes, please.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good.
I need the energy. I need the morning. It's gloomy outside. You can tell I'm a sunshiny girl. I'm a morning person. Sunshine just kind of feeds my spirits. Let's try it again. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You know what? Yesterday, I had some 4-year-olds in my office. We had the best time, right? They came in to tell me what they were learning. They wrote me a letter. They're studying toys, right? If you're in kindergarten, you know, that is the first module for EL, and they're studying toys. And they came and they sat in the class and they just jumped and jumped and jumped. And they took all the books and the toys that are in my office. And I'm just like, this is what school is about. That's what I love. That's what school is about. So I say that to say, welcome to PS 133. We hope so far the last 2 weeks have been smooth-ish, right? Smooth-ish, yeah. Organized chaos. Just a few things that I want to bring to your attention. So the DOE's new policy is for us to inform families at least a week in advance when we're going to have an evacuation drill. Right, so you should have seen that on Parent Square sometime last week. We've gone through what it feels like. We've simulated it for our little ones already, for our 4-year-olds and our almost we have 3K now. So we have some upper graders who are coming down and they're going to be safety monitors. They have vests and they're helping our 3-year-olds and some of our 4-year-olds. And so it's kind of easy. I think the loudest thing about it is the bell, right? They're not familiar with that loud bell, but we practiced a little bit yesterday without the bell. So when your little ones come home and they say, we heard this loud noise and we had an evacuation drill, that's what they're talking about, right? And so you'll always know that about a week in advance. You know, you won't know the exact day. Today you might have, but you won't always know the exact day, but you'll hear that we're gonna have a drill, okay? And we have 8 of those between now and the end of December. And then we have soft lockdowns and all of that, right? And we'll share more about that in our town hall meeting, which is going to take place next Friday on Zoom at 9 o'clock. And we'll post something else so that you can mark your calendar to join us for that town hall, all right? Cell phone policy. How many of you have seen it? You reviewed it with your child. And that would be upper grade parents mostly, right? So that's also a big deal that we're really looking into right now. We know cell phones can't do without them, we can't do with them either, right? So you have children in the upper grades, you definitely want to talk with them about the cell phone policy, okay? What else? How are you feeling?
Good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fun stuff is gonna start in October, at least on my end anyway, right? We'll have coffee chat, and you know, first Fridays and third Fridays and all that fun thing that has you come into school and just kind of be in your child's classroom and all of those good things. And you'll hear more about that as we kind of roll out the year. So welcome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just have to move it. It's like the mouse has to be over here. Figure it out one day. I'm gonna jump into discussing what the school leadership team is. It is a group of teachers and parents and administrators that come together monthly and work with Principal Fosterman on the comprehensive education plan. This is an elected position. And the things that we discuss are that, and then issues and topics that come up in the school. This is a DOE thing. This is a structure of the school thing. These are your parent, school leadership, folks here. You'll see some familiar faces in the crowd, I think. In addition to this, there is a principal's roundtable. So Principal Fosterman, decided that we needed more time to discuss some of these topics. In the last couple of years, it's been about equity and inclusion. And I think we can continue to talk about that. I think it's always topical. That is open to everybody. It's a monthly schedule. We meet up in the library, first Monday of every month. If you are interested, then reach out to me or reach out to Principal Fosterman and we'll give you some information. Thanks. Okay, business approval of the minutes from way back in June. If anybody can remember that.
A couple of copies circulating around. Somebody
Cool.
take a look.
Anybody want to
Make a motion.
make a motion to
Second.
approve? Second, great, everyone's good with this? Cool, all right, done, thanks.
I was there, so yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get into it. First meeting of the year, I'm gonna get into what we are, what we do, why we do it. So these are the things we try to hit. We foster community, diversity, equity, inclusion, funding. As you probably are all familiar, DOE doesn't necessarily give schools as much money as we need. So then the parent, family, community steps in. And then just supporting, informing teachers, parents as best we can. You can see our budget here is over $250,000. That's above average. I stepped into this role. I'm a first grade parent now and 3K. And I stepped into this role as a kindergarten parent. I didn't know anything really. We had bake sales and World Culture Night. And I started talking with other schools, getting to know our neighbors, and I started realizing that we're actually pretty good here. There are schools that are really hurting, and there are schools that are like swimming in dollars. But we're doing pretty good. Thanks to you all. And this is you all. This is 160 names that I pulled off of various lists from last year that made the PTA roll. Everybody is automatically in the PTA. I don't need to stand close to that anymore because I got Yoko's help. Everybody's automatically in the PTA, and all you need to do is raise your hand and an offer to help. Whether it's like baking something for the bake sale, or volunteering for movie night, or leading an event, or giving us money. Because you don't have time, totally okay. We make it possible. Next slide. This is how much fun we have. I promise you, this is a good time. And if it's not, then just give us money and move on. Our executive committee, I'm gonna go into our structure a little bit. So this is our board. We're a nonprofit and we're governed by the New York State DOE rules. So we have a board, awesome smiles. You can see everybody here is a superstar. Next slide.
So that votes it in as well.
Oh, yes, there's an election every year. So the board here is voted in. 0% of these seats were contested. So it's not like there's a rigorous fight to the death to be able to volunteer so much of your time. Really, all we want is somebody to step up and say, like, I'm willing to do the work. And in many cases, you'll see there are co's. Because, yeah, we can share the work, we can share the love. We also have committees. We use that term pretty loosely. We have bylaws that tell you exactly what a committee is. But honestly, it's, what did I say? A committee is one or more volunteers who are willing to do the work. That's it. So if you have an idea and everybody's on board and you're like, okay, I'll take this on. Cool, you're a committee. And right now, these are a big sampling of what we currently have. Standing committees, meaning they're just ongoing throughout the year. And then these ad hoc event initiative committees are, let's say something's coming up. We're gonna do the holiday bazaar. So we're gonna form a committee in the month leading up to it just to get that event done, and then we can go about what we're doing. All of these types of things and roles, they're not siloed. It's not like the VP of development only does development stuff. You plug in wherever you feel like you want to. You don't have to just be like, oh, I'm on the community committee, so I can't help with enrichment. No, you wear multiple hats, like you do as a parent. Ideas to reality, make your PTA dreams come true. Everything here is decision by committee. And probably many of you are like, oh my God, things are gonna get lost in committee. Yes, things can get lost in committee. But in order to ensure inclusion and equity and actually to make our ideas bigger and better than they can be, we just churn them up. You know, talk to other parents, reach out to a board member, and just start discussing your idea. And if you start building momentum, like, oh yeah, you got 2, 3, 4 parents who are like, this is a great thing, let's do this. And then you have somebody who's willing to do the work, then we've got something, we've got a bit of momentum. Many things don't need official approval in like a voting setting. A lot of the stuff is just by consensus. Like, yeah, we all agree this is a good idea, let's move forward. Anything that touches a budget will need a budget vote if it's not already in the vote. And that happens during these general meetings. So there is a bit of lead up time if you're suddenly like, I want to spend $2,000 on a thing, or even $5 on a thing. There's a bit of lead up time to a meeting and oh, can you go back one? Not that we necessarily need this slide. That's okay.
Wait, back. How am I going?
I don't know how to go back.
Whoa.
The last point on that slide
At the bottom
was
left, you have the.
Oh, there's a,
Yeah.
thank you.
fancy.
Right.
Last bit on that slide there, when can you raise concerns? Anytime. Don't wait for a meeting, because zero work gets done in this meeting. It's just communicating. If we're lucky, we'll have time to actually discuss things. But usually we're just rushing through to try to get through the information. Our email addresses are out there.
I was going to say a good pathway is to reach out to your class parent if you don't know who you're supposed to speak to, and then your class parent will find out who you need to reach out to for your particular concern.
Yeah, your teacher and your class parent, but don't forget your teacher. They're a valuable connection into like the machine that is the school. If you have a concern, talk to your teacher, talk to your class parent. Don't throw the issue onto your class parent's lap. Like their job isn't to solve your problems. Their job is to
Guide you.
guide you. Thank you. But you can reach out to us. All our emails are all over the place, including the website. Thank you.
Are we doing this?
Budget. Is that, what's that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, budget. So this is another thing that gets voted on every year. Gosh, the type is really small here. All of this is to say, basically, that we divide things in buckets on the budget. All of our expenses we propose will add up to about 251,000 this year. We think we're gonna pull in about 253,000. The big thing here is that we're going to spend $219,000 on enrichment and community. And you'll hear all about what that means when our chairs and our VPs speak. We try to run a tight ship. So as far as how much it costs us to operate as a nonprofit, a 12.8% admin ratio is good. I don't know if anybody knows these ratio things, but we do a pretty good job here. Volunteer hours, that's the key. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Taylor.
Thank you, Joel. Morning, everybody. To reiterate something Joel said, at the beginning of the meeting, a mom pulled me over and said, wait, did I miss it? Where do I sign up to be a member of the PTA? And I said, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is you're already a member of the PTA. The bad news is you can't quit. Are you a class parent? She's like, no. Said, okay, then maybe your next step is to help out at a bake sale. Or maybe at this meeting, you're going to hear from a committee and say, I could do that. I could help out. Communications, I would love to have you on communications. We've got our finger in almost everything, all of the committees. We help them, we support them, put their slides up on Parent Square. Everybody on communications has the password to the school's Instagram account and is encouraged with certain guidelines to post adorable photos of the community on Instagram. We do the newsletter, we do all the Parent Square, we support the WhatsApp groups. If it's a difficult message, we've got our hands in it. Like First Friday will be on the second Friday of October. And First Friday incorporates parents as learning leaders for the lower grades and also has a bake sale and a coffee chat. Whereas Third Friday, which will be happening on the fourth Friday in October, has a minor bake sale, parents as learning leaders, and no coffee chat. So this is welcome to my life. That's what I do. Showing love on WhatsApp, this is one of my pet peeves, and it might be a losing battle. But when somebody on your WhatsApp group offers a great comment, informative, what's the best way to say thank you? With an emoji or a reaction, this or a heart or a thumbs up. When one person says thank you very much, it notifies everybody. Reactions do not notify anyone except for the sender. But when one person says thank you, and then another person says, yeah, thank you. And then another person says in 3 posts, thank you a lot. And a lot is 2 words. It should have been 4 posts. Don't do that. When you're texting somebody one-on-one, it's great to say cutest photo ever in 3 different posts. Reactions are your friend. Replies. If you're gonna reply, make sure that you're replying with something more substantial than thank you. I feel like such a Scrooge saying, stop thanking people. On the community-wide WhatsApp group, that's a different story. It's like a couple of, after the first day of school, Joel went on the community-wide one and said, I'm here for the next half hour. If you have a question, ask it as a reply. You can reply to his message on a community group, announcement only, and nobody gets notified. There were 66 replies on that. Some of them were me making jokes. That is 66 notifications that no one got that night. WhatsApp is our friend. The Robert Rodney report. Robert, how are we doing so far with comms?
Real short, we sent about 4 emails so far this year. Newsletters, we're opening at about 72%. So we're gonna try to get those numbers up. And we send that follow-up on Parent Square weekly as well. So everybody just stay tuned for that.
Thank you, Robert. This also has to do with communication. It's another one of my pet peeves. If you put your kid's name on something, it's not that they'll never lose it. But how many times have you given them something new and said, don't lose it today because I'm going to put your name on it tonight, and it's gone. It's gone. If you do label something, if you have a little bit of OCD or CDO, if you like it in alphabetical order, you may get a call from the office saying, hi, we found your kid's water bottle. And which is amazing. If Ms. Q, who is the ad hoc director of the Lost and Found in the Butler Street lobby, if she finds something on the buses, if it has a name on it, it goes to the office. Things with names on them don't stay in the Lost and Found for long. My mock motto contest. Did anybody see any of my mock mottos on Instagram? They did not do what I was hoping they would do, which was transform the community in coming up with a single motto that encapsulates the spirit, the dedication, and the mission of what it means to be a part of 133 and to be a part of the PTA. We've gotten like, welcome to the PTA. A bake sale is just a gateway to joining a committee. One of my favorite reasons was, I just wanted to complain, but they made me the class parent. And then one of the recent ones was, welcome to PS 133. We're 99% wonderful, which I love. And then lastly, if you are here, I heard a mom say that they felt overwhelmed. And I know it's overwhelming, and the PTA sometimes can seem like a group that is hard to break into. You're already here, and if you are here in this room or watching online, then I'm not worried about you. You're connected. It's the people who are not here, who maybe didn't even know that there was a meeting. When we find those people, when you get those people on your WhatsApp group for your class, just remember, those are the ones who are going to need our help and support the most. I'll entertain one question if it can be asked in a sentence with a question mark at the end. Thanks very much. I will do the calendar. Yes, sorry. There are a bunch of different calendars. Of course, the DOE has their calendar. Every Sunday in the newsletter, I link to the DOE's calendar. Yoko said 100 times a year, she goes to the DOE calendar in a panic to see whether there's a half day or a school closure. That's everybody. So always check with the DOE before calling Ms. Jones with your question. Then there's the calendar that you see Ms. Schmidt designed. It's a paper copy. If you shoot the QR code, she is constantly updating the one on Canva. But we have put on the website, the PTA has a Google Calendar. If you go to the school's website and click on event calendar, you'll see, it doesn't look like that. It looks better than that. And there's a button that says subscribe to this calendar. Boop.
That
They're all
QR
in your
code on
phone.
the screen will take you there
Or you
right
can
now.
shoot that right now.
Geneva's idea.
Thank you, Geneva.
Everybody
It's
go
here
ahead.
more
Go ahead,
than
take a
any
minute.
other. It should be very easy to find out what's going on. Geneva, can you pull that QR code up on your phone so that they can move on and other people can shoot it?
Yeah, that was coming.
All right, thanks very much.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Suzette and Geneva, you don't need to shoot this.
Richmond.
Alyssa.
Hi.
My name's Melissa Galowski Pratt, and this is the enrichment team. We are incredibly fortunate, PS 133, that we have these amazing infrastructure and programs thanks to the commitment of our administration. Fun fact, I just learned the other day that more than half of New York City elementary schools do not have any arts teachers at all. We have 3 on staff. Music, theater, and dance, full-time arts teachers, and that's, thanks to our administration. I think it's an incredibly special thing to have. We have a beautiful library, we have a beautiful garden. We have after-school programs we can choose from that are growing. And so it is this partnership with the PTA and this collection of leaders of committees that are helping to build upon the great things that are here and to make them thrive. So you'll be hearing from our library committee, our extended day committee, our garden committee, and our performing arts committee about how we can help support these programs, and we welcome you to join us and take part in that. And if you have other ideas, if you work in this space, if you have passion in this space, and you're like, oh, I wonder if they've tried this, I wonder if they've brought in this, please reach out to me at any time, or any of the folks you'll be hearing from, because we welcome your great ideas. Like Joel said, we build on each other and make it stronger. So without further ado, we'll hear from my here.
So this is the garden. If you came to the Bukuyaku breakfast, you have seen the garden and been in the garden, which I love so much because I feel like our garden is underused. We have this beautiful space. And so that's our #1 goal this year, is to get more people in the garden, get students in the garden more. get everyone in the garden more. So keep those events coming in the garden, guys. So our students go to gardening classes. We have gardening classes. I have all our wonderful arts classes. However, that's only once per semester. We have Brooklyn Seeds come, they come for about 6 days every semester. And that means every class gets out there one time during the semester, and they love it so much. And Nan is the best gardening teacher in the world. If there may be an opportunity to volunteer and come down when she's teaching, you should go, because listening to her speak is amazing. Anyone who went there, who did this in the spring, will tell you that. But on top of that, teachers can bring their classes out to the garden whenever they want to. They need to coordinate with the administration, but also parents can plan something for their class in the garden. Of course, work with your class parent, work with your teacher. But if you want to bring your class out to the garden other than during a Brooklyn Seeds class, you can do that. And if you have questions for us, we're always here. You can send us an email. The garden is going to be open probably every Friday for the fall, most Fridays at least. We've been hanging out there. The gates are open. You should come on in. Join us. And in fact, this Friday, if you want to come help us do a little bit of work in the garden, you should definitely come join us. So we're gonna be doing a native plant sale on September 28th. And we have a lot to do. I mean, to prepare the garden first, to clean stuff up from over the summer. We got some things to remove. We got some plants to pot up. There's a lot to do, and it's a ton of work. It is not something that we are able to do on our own, not even close. We really do need a lot of people to help us do this. So if you're available this Saturday, this Friday, we'll probably be there next Friday. We're also going to have a native plant sale during the rummage sale the following Saturday. We need help. We need volunteers. We're going to be doing another garden work day a couple weeks after that. You'll be seeing, if you check Parent Square, you'll be seeing notices when there are garden work days. Please sign up. Please come out. It's beautiful, and I promise you'll love it.
Everybody, I'm Eliza Swift. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Libraries Committee. So like many public schools in New York City, PS 133 does not have a librarian. Unlike many public schools in New York City, we have an incredibly beautiful library space that we'd love to utilize more. So the Library Committee exists to find ways to utilize it. Our ultimate goal is a lot of us would love to have a librarian here. But in the meantime, we are trying to get kids in the library, thinking about books, and helping support the admin with any literacy initiatives that we can. So we're going to be having our first meeting of the year next week, next Friday. It's at 9 a.m. It's virtual. You've been hearing people say, if you have an idea, just like raise your hand and make it happen. A great example of this is Carla has gotten this incredible Spanish language book fair set up that's happening to coincide with Hispanic Heritage Month. We'll be doing a virtual component of that, and then in person on October 11th at the same time as the bake sale. So Chow Luna, which is this really great Spanish language bookstore, is going to be bringing books that people can buy. And we'd love to do more stuff like that throughout the year. We also, as the Library Committee, run the Readathon fundraiser, which happens in February. This year, we're going to do a whole month of Readathon. We raised a lot of money last year. We want to raise more money this year. We also are transitioning our platform that we do Readathon on. So we need a lot of hands. So if you are somebody who loves books, who loves Readathons, you want to just get involved for that, please come join us. We could use your help. And then we're going to have some pay what you wish used book sales throughout the year. Last year, we partnered with the Brooklyn Public Library Bookmobile to come in and do some story times with the classes. We gave kids books. It was really lovely. We may do some of that again this year. And then we also have been talking about developing an author visit program that is make sure that all kids can have an author come visit their classroom at least once a year, that they get to have a story time, talk to an author, get something signed. It's a really special thing that is really important for kids, that really impacts lifelong literacy, to be able to talk to an author face to face. So it's something that we would like to get off the ground this year. It's another thing that we need more hands for. So if any of this is exciting to you, please come join us. We have a WhatsApp group. You can join that. I am also stepping down as one of the co-chairs this year. So we need another co-chair, or 2 or 3. to help Melanie. I will still be involved, but we need somebody else also to join us. So if that is you, you don't have to have any special skills. You just need to like love books and like want your kid to be involved with books more. So that's the library committee. Thanks.
Thanks, Hillary's not here.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Oh, there she is.
Hello, I'm Hillary, and that's really good, you've already, yeah. So we're the co-chairs of the Performing Arts Committee. Yeah, basically we support different programs that are coming through the school to help in the ways of performing arts, and also support our teachers as well, getting the different programs up. So we've got the winter performance that'll come up in like December, and then we also have the spring musical in the spring, and then you can take care of a lot of the extra pieces that come in, like school sound or school sounds and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah, so we have, of course, external residencies as well. I didn't mention the visual arts program that the PTA funds, so that the students, as you might have heard, they get access to 4 arts disciplines, which is pretty incredible. And then if they don't have, for example, Mr. Crimmins in a given year, they don't have music, there is, they get residencies to kind of fill everything out. And so we help support, PTA supports it, and then our hands help kind of facilitate those things.
yeah. So again, like you've heard today from everyone, many hands. So it's the support can come in any level that you're able to give. So whether it's the day of, just making sure that it's made in front of the house, to hand out brochures, whatever it might be, to supporting us with getting the grants out and getting everything in. So whatever level you can show up.
Yeah. If you are a builder, if you are
Yes.
a decorator, if you are a designer, we
Yes.
have jobs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm May. As I said, I'm May, part of the grants committee, and there's 2 things that we really do. So the first thing is we provide money to teachers and classrooms for things that are not covered by the school budget. So some of the things that we've funded in the past is Mr. Crimmins' music class. We gave them some keyboards that they needed. Raz Kids application, which is a reading resource that the kids use. So that's really what we do. We meet 3 times a year to decide on grants for the teachers. The teachers are encouraged to obviously apply. So if you speak to your teachers and they need, funding for things for their classroom, just ask them to apply to the grant committee. And we'll see what we can do. The second thing is, which is something that we really want to grow this year, is to look for external grants from foundations. So we've been working with the gardening committee last year. We got a grant to put up a nice just board outside to educate about the plants. So we want to really increase our activity in applying for grants to get more funding for the school. So if you're interested in any of this, just reach out to me on that email address. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Geneva, and Jenny, wave your hand. We lead the extended day / after school committee. We have a couple new things going on this year. So first, we have a program called Encore, which is our enrichment programming. I'll talk a little bit more about that on the next slide. But really, we're here generally to think about what after school options are in the building, how we can bring more in that satisfy different needs across the school community. Last year, we did a big survey and asked everybody what they wanted, and then tried to take the results from that survey and turn it into a couple different new programs that are on the site. So I'll talk about Encore in the next slide, but a couple other things that are on our radar. We also build what's called the school break camp guide. So this was what it looked like last year. Essentially, there's a lot of days off in the DOE calendar, and many people need a place to send their kids. And so we reach out to a number of different
organizations in the neighborhood and get their information about basically like what kind of program they have, if they're willing to offer PS 133 students a discount. Just to make it really easy for you to find places, because these days sneak up and then you're like, I am working that day and I still need somewhere to put my kid. And so that will be published probably in the next 4 to 5 days. We have about 5 to 6 people signed up for this round, and then we'll continue to add programs in the neighborhood. And then if you were here last year, you may have gone through the team after school saga. Essentially, it's a affordable but and STEM-based after-school program. We had a little bit of a miscommunication about when they needed to know how many students were going to be signed up, and so we're not able to move forward with it for the fall of this year. But we're still going to try and gather interest, and if we have enough, bring it back for spring. So starting in January. And so it's a pretty differentiated option compared to Kids Orbit, which is our everyday after school program right now, simply because, well, they run a STEM-based curriculum, but then it's also much more affordable. So please be on the lookout for that. Over the course of the next probably like 2 to 3 weeks, we'll try to get the calendar and start generating interest to see if we can bring it up for spring. And then Encore. So excuse the mediocre clip art. This was me at like 9 p.m. last night. But essentially Encore is a collection of enrichment style classes that run for an hour for an 8-week trimester. And they are sort of everything from capoeira to soccer, group piano. There's 2 different musical theater classes, cooking, chess, you name it. There's like a whole range of classes. This is actually managed by Team, the after school provider, but they are between 3 and 4 p.m. for kindergarten through 2nd grade, and then 4 and 5 p.m. for the older grades. And your kid can get picked up in their existing after school and brought here, and then returned to their existing after school if they're at one, or if they're not enrolled in any after school, Team will care for them between the end of school and the start of their enrichment. And so if you're interested in enrichment classes, there's still a number of them that need a couple more students to sort of like get over the threshold for continuing. But registration runs through the 27th of September, so there's still a little bit of time, but I encourage you to sort of check out our website here, and all most up-to-date information.
Thanks, Sunita.
Oh,
Hello, everyone.
I'm Yakov.
I'm Louis.
And you've been hearing a lot, the word community a lot in this meeting, because we talk about ourselves as a community. We are the voted in co-chairs of the community board. And so what we do is try and listen to what everyone wants and make it happen. This is my bad late night slide presentation, but basically this splits into multiple things. One is fun events, things like movie nights or parent socials, events here at the school, bigger events like World Culture Night, or the Holiday Bazaar. These are all kind of fun events that you can come with your families, come as, and build community and be around people. We want the kids to see school not just as a kind of transactional location where they kind of have their lessons and then leave, but it's also a place where they feel safe, they feel at home, and parents feel the same too, right? But other things that we cover, language and culture, right? We want to make sure that everyone's language and culture is seen, heard, respected, celebrated at the school. We need everyone to tell us where we are missing in those departments. If you don't speak up and tell us, then we don't know, we can't grow this. So if you have a particular cultural avenue that you really want to pursue, bring it to us and we will do our very best to make it happen. And then learning diversity is something that's kind of very close to my heart, and I'll talk about it in a second, but we want to encompass all members of our community, and that includes people who learn differently. And we have a separate committee called the Learning Diversity Committee, so we can have a peer support group for parents who have kids who learn differently, and you can speak to other parents who really get it. Louis, do you want to talk about student recruitment?
Yeah, so one of our big focuses this year will be student recruitment. We're trying to recruit students in all 4 categories of our school body. That is general education, CLT, Spanish and French, dual language. We're facing obviously new challenges every year, but in particular, the dual language program is facing, you know, a very acute recruitment challenge. And so we're looking to parents and we're looking to volunteers that will help us in those recruitment efforts. One of the big ones will happen in toward the end of the year as the applications open for the new school year. And so we'll be targeting our communications through our good friend Taylor to get access to events, institutions, and parents that can provide help us do the outreach to the communities to get those students to come to our school.
Also, if you are a parent of kids who are in upper grades and have been here for a few years, please consider signing up to host tours for the school. I know there's a few of you who went on a tour with me in previous years, and I was convincing enough that you signed up. But really, parents who are, you know, you can cast your mind back however far it was and think back to when you were looking for your first school for your first kid, right? And thinking like, where do I go? How do I even know what the right decisions are to make? And if this school is far away, is it worth the journey every morning and afternoon? And really coming and just hearing from another parent is incredibly helpful to bring those same kind of parent decisions and questions. And so if you feel like you know the school well enough, join us for some school tours. It's very easy, I promise. Next slide. We have an event. You know those fun events that I was talking about? This is one of them, right? Rummage sale is basically a way of clearing your closet and making money for the school at the same time. If you have clothes, adult or child, that are not being used anymore, but still in good condition or grown out of, start collecting it now, start collecting this weekend. As of next week, we will be collecting donations in the front foyer and with a healthy body of volunteers who are already starting to sign up, and we need more to help organize those clothes throughout the week so that on Saturday, the 28th, we will, in the yard, weather permitting, have tables laid out with age tables, and every PS 133 kid gets a $5 credit, right? So that's 5 items of clothes that you can already pick up. Those pants that are starting to kind of come up to here on your kid, or maybe you know, starting to look through the sweatshirts now that the weather's changing, you're like, wait, these are all, right? Grab some stock for the coming year. Think ahead, grab some stock for summer next year, right? But we'll need help with all of these aspects of the event. But it's another just a really kind of fun way of getting out, doing some nice clothing recycling, and meeting some other members of your community. So
the operative word here is volunteer. So if you see us in the hallway, do not run away. If you have time, we volunteer and we ask you to kindly join us.
all right.
It's also open to the greater community, the wider.
It is,
Right,
yeah.
It's good to spread the word.
Yeah, spread the word around, you know, your Sunset Park folks, your Bedside folks, you know, come along and just grab some clothes. There are some real good clothes there. You know, with labels on and everything. Yeah.
The foyer, near the foyer.
Yes. Actually, in exactly the same place.
That language and cultural. Adults as well. We've had like ball gowns, you know, fall events to go to. We get adult clothes, male, female, adult clothes. What we ask for is no books, toys, or houseware stuff, because
No power tools.
and hopefully we'll have a bake sale too, along with the native plant sale. So it will be a fun event for everyone to come and hang out in the yard. Charisma, come up.
The mayor.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am the mayor for all the little ones. There goes the co-mayor of 133. So It's been in my heart that we need a community for our children that learn very differently. As I learn very differently and, all the little ones that I'm help raising with their parents have a different way. And I feel like it's very important for you parents to have that support team. If you guys, do struggle trying to find the right resources, this is a person that you need to say, I'm overwhelmed and I don't know how to help my child. We have a meeting coming up and you can come and you can just bring it. I will take it all in for you and help you find the right tools. If you need to just cry because it's just overwhelmed, I will definitely be there to support you. And if there's anything I can bring to the table when we have the SOT, because I'm also, I wanna go to school. That one, those two are really important to me because I do have two children that have two different, learning disabilities. So, you can reach me.
Yeah, if you could, if you know what ICT, IEP, BCBA, and all those other
All those
acronyms,
things.
it's a alphabet soup out there in the special education world. And I have two kids in the school that have IEPs too. And we have two kids in the school with IEPs. And so it's really important to find other people to get it. Otherwise, you feel completely on your own. You feel like no one else understands. And it's a very, can feel like a very lonely world until you meet us and join this group.
Yeah.
That's how I found it. October 1st.
Yes, October 1st.
And I'll put some advertising out for it. If you know other families who have kids who have IEPs or have learning differences, join in. Jenny's also joining in with her kid with a 504 plan as well.
Or if
Learn
you
what
just
that means.
don't know, like, if you have a parent and they just don't know where to go, you just tell them to email us, or, you know, just look for me, I'm running around somewhere in the building or in the schoolyard. So I'm very thankful that we got this going, cause it's been like a tug of war a little bit, cause, you know, you see that, you're like, really, like, that's a lot of commitment, like, I don't know if I can do that. But any small idea you might also have, you can bring it to us, and we can definitely try to make it work. It might not happen right away, but we'll make sure that it blossoms. You know, you gotta plant the seed and just keep watering it, nurturing it, and love it. And that's what we also wanna make sure that you guys understand. As this seed is planted within the school, we're gonna keep watering you guys and blossoming to beautiful, amazing people, and your team will know, like, oh, I'm gonna tag you in. You're gonna get volunteers, not volunteers. That this is something important, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone, I'm Leila, class parent coordinator. I see some familiar faces that have been class parents for a while. So for new parents, a class parent is someone who, or two people, three, who is the liaison between the teacher and the parents in that classroom. Why do we need one? Because the teacher cannot do all the work and we need help. As a PTA, we need help to get the information to all the parents. Some parents don't come to meetings, some parents don't read their emails, some parents don't read their text. So the class parents, their job is to do all that and then make sure everyone in that classroom gets the information. It doesn't matter how, they just need the information. We were supposed to have a meeting on Friday, the 27th. We're not doing that anymore because the school is having their safety meeting at 9 a.m. So I'll send a new date. If you are a class parent already, if you have volunteered for a class parent and you're not in the group chat, please find me and I'll add you. We still need class parents for 4 classes. Sorry, I have to read my notes because I can't remember all the classes. If your kid is in Miss Gabby class, 1st and 2nd grade for each class, Miss RC, 2nd grade, GEICT class, Miss Ford, 4th, 5th bridge class, or Munafo, we have 1 class parent, but she needs help. So if any of your kids in these classrooms, please reach out to me and then maybe you can help a little bit, you know. Also, Miss I, where's Yoko, is taking over, is helping for Miss I's class in 5th grade, but she needs someone to take over because her son is not actually in that homeroom, so we need a homeroom.
I'm
parent.
acting class.
She's active. Also, she has multiple hats, so it's a lot of work for her. So yes, we need those class parents because otherwise those classes that I just cited, like, are not having the information right now. And we don't know how to reach them, so it's pretty hard. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm here. I'm gonna stay a little bit after, so come talk to me. If you're not sure if you wanna do it or not, come talk to me. It's an easy job. I'm here to help. That's my job, I help all the class parents throughout the year. So it's not difficult. Once you get on the boat, there's a group of us on the WhatsApp and everyone helps each other. So don't be scared. Don't feel like it's gonna be too much for you. It's not, and you can have a co-class parent, so kind of cover for each other when needed. And really the teachers need you, and we just need you. Thank you.
Everyone, I'm back, talking about multiple hats. Where Sherry and Rosa are my co-captains on the development committee. Basically, our job is to raise the money, which benefits everybody in the room and all of our students. And so this can look really different. We sell merchandise. Some of you maybe have gotten a t-shirt for your kids, so we sort of manage that whole process. We own the Holiday Bazaar event, which is an event that we did for the first time last year, and really was sort of a combination of fundraising and community, where we brought in vendors and people to sort of sell holiday gifts, and then had basically like a mini kids carnival in the cafeteria. So we'll be ideating very soon on what that looks like for this year. So I'll just mini plug, if you're interested in raising money, if you have fundraising skills, if you like to just get involved and do events and want to join our development specific sort of group that leads this sort of stuff, you can click on that or sign up via that QR code. One of the two big things that we do, we do a lot of stuff. The biggest fundraisers that our committee managers are Giving November, which is essentially our annual appeal. This is where we're going. You will see people out, you will get parent square invitations where we will just ask you for money directly. If you can give, excellent. You can't, that's great. Like, we are in a space where we're just sort of here to welcome people with what they have. And, but many times the easiest way to fundraise is basically just to ask straight up. And so last year Joel and Amanda sort of led the event, and had a lot of matching. And so we'll be doing that again this year, where a lot of people have corporate matches. And one of the things that we're constantly trying to do is think about how we can raise money from outside of our school families. So lean into the community, lean into our extended networks and families. And so essentially grow the number of people and communities that are supporting our community through really strategic ways. And then you'll see Rosa up here. She was our auctioneer last year. In the spring, we throw an auction party similar to what many schools do. And so it's super fun. It's a great way to raise money. We essentially have a lot of donations from organizations and companies across Brooklyn, and we get together and have a party and spend money buying really interesting, cool stuff. And so I think I don't know, between the two of these, I think.
That auction party is just for adults, everybody.
Yes.
Book your babysitter now.
It's just a party, and the teachers and staff come, and so it's really just like a wonderful chance to mingle and just have a good time. So we definitely need help, all sorts of things. You are a graphic designer, that's my major need right now. So on Zoom, we have any new parents that have those skill sets. We're looking to refresh our merch collection for the late fall. So reach out, please, if that's in your arsenal of skills. But other than that, we will reach out for a bunch of volunteers for both managing the Holiday Bazaar and sort of brainstorming new ideas that go along with that. And then in the spring, we need a sort of a cool arts folks to help gather cool donations. For the auction.
Question, I'm very new to the school, I don't know who to ask yet, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. I have my child, she's a natural born grandparent, like she loves to draw. So what about if she would love the idea if I tell, hey, would you like to pay for a sales day? Wherever she can fit, maybe for the arts, so she can pay, and then that way people can just buy it from her. And she doesn't need to have anything just to kind of help the school out. So I don't know.
Yeah, that
Help
sounds
out.
cool for the holiday bazaar. So, yeah, let's chat afterwards, about, and maybe even a t-shirt design. Okay, I think that's it for that one. And then, I'm stepping in for the picture day committee because this is also a fundraiser for the school. I guess one thing I didn't mention on the last page, a lot of stuff that the school does is like, I don't want to call it a secret fundraiser, but like, there are lots of things that contribute into that $253,000 goal that we have. And so it's not just stuff that the development committee by itself sort of manages, like many things contribute to that. And so there's a lot of people that help our cause and get us to that really big number. But picture day is October 17th and 18th. Put it in your calendar, or if you subscribe to the calendar on the first page, it will already be there. 17th and 18th of October. It's actually really fun. I was a little bit jealous last year that I couldn't go and volunteer because it's really great to see all the kids get dressed up and it's sort of a really fun vibe. So you will get more information about which day your kids' class is, but it will be one of these days. And then you have the chance to purchase photos afterwards, and they make great gifts for families. Thanks.
One minute flag. Hi, everyone. I am the new treasurer for this year. This is more or less what we have right now. We have in total $377,000 in the bank account, thereabouts. We also voted at the end of last year to have to put some money aside in a CD. So that's why you see the 100,000, not all of it, because we obviously need the money to do what we do. This is where we were last year. We did this so that it was for our last budget year. We sent some money out for the school. This is where we are this year. We haven't gotten, I mean, it's a good movement for the first month or the first couple of weeks. We've made some expenses, but obviously we'll recover that throughout the year. We've done, I think, Geneva started with merchandise, which we really needed, and it's part of our community building process, and some auctions that have gone, our impromptu bake sale, obviously, are the auction. Where else do we have? Some grants. We still have some money from grants for last year, right? That we need to spend. We've spent some of it. I think you already spent more on table chairs, but that's what we try to get. We try to get grants for different things, different corporations or different institutions, so that we can spend it, in exactly what we need. And that's where we are, more or less this year. This is what we have. This is the number that you need.
I think there's a typo. It's 277, right?
277.
Yeah. Yes. 277.
This was a hopeful number.
Yeah.
277.
Yes. It's our aspirational number. And that's
Okay.
that's it.
All right, guys. So that is it, and I think the fire drill got bumped to 9:30, so we got 6 minutes before we all have to evacuate. Let me take this, stop sharing and see if anybody's got any quick questions, comments? Yeah. Great.
We're you know, a old Brooklyn family, and like per se, if my daughter's grandmother wanted to come help out in the garden. like,
Absolutely.
how do we get them involved? And also, is there a like scheduled grandparents day?
No.
They asked me that.
Every day, you can create one. The Grandparents' Day.
We have Laura, she's like the head of grandparents, Laura.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, if they wanna work with the garden.
yeah, grandparents are welcome. We've had,
My
uncles, grandparents, yeah. Yeah.
November, I'm gonna run a campaign called Grateful for Grandparents, as part of Giving November. It's a secret fundraising campaign.
But yeah, they can subscribe to the newsletter, they can subscribe to the calendar, they can be completely involved. Grandparents get.
Yeah, yeah.
We try to send it out to like all members of the community, right? So it's grandparents, it's, you know, peers and peers, it's like all the kind of the friends and the aunties and the uncles, you know, even if there are families that go to other schools, right? For some of us, bring it along to our fundraiser, why not, right? You know, but if they have best friends that go to other schools, come to some of our community events, because we're not just about in our community here, it's about the wider community, and our District 13 and District 15 is an incredibly large community. You know, we're reaching down to Sunset Park and all the way through Bedside and up to Brooklyn House. You know, it's a big, big part of Brooklyn that we're covering, and so we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome.
Yeah, not all families look exactly the same, so grandparents may be the default in some families, so, yeah, all are welcome.
Very good, and meeting the vision right away. But it's possible to get this presentation, but there's just so much information in them that I will for sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we need to get myself and more. What the development, what do we call them?
Yes, so absolutely, I save it as a PDF and then we put a link on our website. So it'll be there, it's also recorded, so you can watch it while you're, relaxing at home. And those will all be links on our website. Then Taylor sends out a parents fair post saying, hey, it's ready, so you can go grab it. And it'll also be in the newsletter. I'll mention it again there. So we did it and things are posted. Okay, we should get out of here before that. Kids do. Thanks, everybody.